Hello, it's Friday, July the 16th, and I'm Mike, and this is the Cover Filler Property News Roundup of the week. What we're looking at, it's a nice sunny day here with a bit of breeze going on. So I had a lovely, pleasant walk into the office this morning. Obviously, it's a few days on from, or dare I not mention the football. If any of you watched it, typical England, I guess you could say. But at least we got to the final. That was the important thing. It's hopefully, I suppose we've semi-finals in 2018, final in 2021. Logical next step is maybe to win it. So yeah, hopefully that's what's coming next. In the news this week, Landlord Today, a report suggesting that the increased taxes and obviously the regulation and cost of regulation now have been the cause of rent increases across the sector. The report does say apparently the average rent, a new high of £1,000 a month, I think it was £1,007 a month, which obviously is above the rate of inflation, but that's a bit of a concern, and that's from HomeLet. Obviously, as you say, that's the thing we talked about last week, really. Regulation is always going to get more and cost more, obviously, and unfortunately that seems to be passed on to tenants. And obviously with the COVID and furlough and things, that could bring hardships for the future. So that's worth keeping an eye on. Property Industry Eye has a report on the Property Redress Scheme, the PRS, has significantly increased complaints in 2020, so that's a 27% increase on the previous year. The average award is now, from last year, is over the £2,500 mark, which, and they did award over, I think it was over £450,000 on that scheme last year, which again is a huge increase on 2019. It's 26% increase on the previous year. Again, that could, in many ways, drag on from the previous article, really, couldn't it? In terms of complaints and things. Letting Agent Today, a report from Property Mark showing the cost of energy efficiency improvements may well need the requirement of government backing. The costs for those kind of things, so the average cost is £7,500 on privately rented properties, and over £8,500 on owner-occupied properties. So there is a call for the government to intervene if they indeed want to push that forward. And the British Landlord Association, their daily news, taxes for furnished holiday lettings. The demand for UK holiday lettings is set to increase, obviously, with staycations and concern over foreign travel. In fact, obviously, the restrictions for that. And it has a very interesting guide there for you to have a look at. So it does say if you let the property for over 31 continuous days and over 155 days, it wouldn't be considered a furnished property, and will have different tax rules. So it's a very interesting guide for you if you're looking to get involved in that sector. And obviously net rent, a report from Labour have joined forces with Generation Rent to control rental caps. Again, following on from the first article, really. So that's the news this week, and we will see you next week.